Welcome to the Lenten edition of In the Bishop's Kitchen. That's two bishops, both of us.
I'm the other bishop.
And actually this is his kitchen. So we're going to do something special today. We're going to cook some herb-crusted and seared scallops with an orange fennel salad. This will be ideal for your Lenten observance, especially on Friday. Now, the first thing we're going to do is prepare the ingredients for today's meal. My assistant here is going to be preparing the thyme.
No time like the present. I like to take my time and scrape off the little leaves. By the way, I'm using my ulu from Alaska, a little knife from Alaska. I scrape off the leaves so that I may chop it up finely for our wonderful crusting on our scallops. Bishop?
And I'm going to take some parsley because this is one of the key ingredients. We're going to join that with the thyme, marry it to the thyme, if you will. And we're just going to do a little bit of chopping of the parsley. We want to get it coarsely chopped.
Oh, just smell those flavors. I can't wait to see what they taste like as they infuse the nose.
I'm still puzzling over how do you see what they taste like infusing the nose. I don't get it. You've got to explain that to me someday.
Well, don't be so nosy. There you go, nice and chopped. See how fine that is? This is a wonderful tool. You can get it at the Ulu factory in Anchorage, Alaska, where they make them, but look how fine that is. Very lovely.
Well, now that we've got this done, what we're going to do is combine the ingredients. Some parsley and our thyme.
And thyme.
And where we have some roasted sesame seeds, toasted actually, and you can do this on the skillet on the stove, or you can actually get pre-toasted sesame seeds in your local market. We'll just mix those all together, and then we're going to move on to the scallops. What we have here are our colossal scallops, and what we're going to do is roll them in this material to provide a crust on the sides, a little salt and pepper, and then we're going to saute them. But the one thing you want to do when you get them from the fishmonger is to be sure that the foot is removed, and then pat them dry so that the crust will in fact stick to the scallop. My assistant here will show us how that's done.
See how beautiful that is? We want to get that just around there. It's not necessary to get on the top. We'll put the salt and pepper on that. But just roll it around there and get a good mixture, good crust. Of course, this will harden up once we put it to the oil. This is a great project if you have little children in the house and you want to get them started cooking. You can have them roll the scallops in there and make it a real family affair. It's a great Lenten thing to do. It's involve the family. Take time. Spend time with each other in the kitchen. Who knows, you may be training the next world-famous chef. Thank you, Bishop.
You're welcome, Bishop. What we want to do is add some salt and pepper. We always like to use kosher salt.
It is Lent. Excellent. Just get it on there, and we're ready to go.
Well, now that we've got the salt and pepper on it and the crust, what we're going to do is take them over here to the pan. We've put a couple of tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in this pan, and we want to get it nice and hot. And then what we're going to do is place these scallops right in the pan. And you hear that sizzle? That's exactly what you want to hear. And we'll give it a nice sear, seal in those juices and all the flavors. The wonderful thing about scallops is they're so sweet, and if they're cooked right, they're tender and delicious. What we're looking for is a nice brown crust. It's about 3 minutes to the side. Will be just about right. Now what we're going to do is take the scallops out of the skillet, put them on a plate, and let them set for a bit. And I must tell you, they're looking and smelling great. What we're going to do next is go to the making of our orange fennel salad.
Thank you, Bishop Stanton. Now we're going to do that lovely orange and fennel salad. This is a fennel. And what we're going to do is cut the top of the fennel off. I like to cut it in a couple of places like this because I have a compost heap at my house here, and I like to transfer all that stuff to the compost. Now we're going to take this head of the fennel. We've cut off the top and the back side, the end, and we will cut this in half. And then we'll do thinly slice the halves. Smell that fennel. Smells like licorice.
So now what we've done is taken an orange, actually a couple of them, and cut them into big pieces, and all we're going to do is segment them and put them right in on the salad. And this will add some zest and flavor and freshness.
Color.
And color indeed to all that wonderful fennel.
This is a lovely salad. The flavors are going to be just right. You got the sweetness of the orange and the citrus that will certainly complement the shellfish of the scallops. And then the licorice taste, it's going to just be lovely.
And good for you.
That's right. You know, I'm on a diet during Lent.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's a seafood diet.
A seafood diet.
Yeah, seafood need it. There you have it.
Keep your day job.
Now we've saved out some of the fennel fronds, and we'll just do a quick chop. Not very fine, but just enough to kind of add a little texture, and again, more color, and just a little more of that fennel flavor. Just sprinkle that in there, and you'll see this is what our result is. Bishop, we're going to do something with lemon now.
I am indeed. I'm going to put in some zest, about the zest of half a lemon, I guess. And we just want to get some of that fresh flavor in there too. You have to be careful not to go too far into the white of the lemon, or for that matter, the orange. When you're doing this, you're getting into the pulp, and that's a bit bitter, but this will give you just enough of a wonderful flavor. And then what we're going to do is add some fresh juice to it. We just cut the lemon in half. What we have here is a wonderful instrument that both gets the juice out and keeps the seeds from going inside. And what we want to do is just squeeze that down and get the juice all over the salad. And we're going to use the juice of about half a lemon.
Then we'll just take it. Some people would like to use utensils. I know my wife likes to do that, but I like to use my hands. I don't like getting in the middle of the food. This is another fun thing that the children can do. I found that as our children were growing up in the house, the more we got them to participate in the preparation of the food, they actually ate it. So that's a byproduct of them participating in the kitchen world. There's their salad, their finished salad.
And now we've got to finish it off with a little extra virgin olive oil. And we'll just do that for a light taste and enhancement. There you are.
There we have it. Bon appetit.
Now to plate the dish. And you don't have to do anything fancy here. It speaks for itself. We'll put a little bit of the salad on the plate. Maybe a sprig of parsley.
Look at those colors. Nice and springy too. After the winter we've had, this is just a wonderful dish. And I know that we're going to enjoy it. We hope you do too.
My goodness, that's good.
Monte bene, as they say. Most excellent. Get a little of that fennel. Oh,
Superb.
just right. Well, thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy this meal and have a holy Lent. Bishop?
Amen. These scallops and that wonderful fennel salad is ideal for a kind of fancy Lenten meal, but you know, meals weren't always that way when I was growing up.
The standard bill of fare on Fridays during Lent was tuna noodle casserole.
You got a recipe for that?
I mean, since this is Lent, it's about the simplest thing you can get. We like simplicity in Lent, so we're going to do the tuna noodle casserole. Now, what we want to do is get a nice dish. We all have one. This might even be good for some of you single folks out there. You know, you don't like to cook for a lot of things, but this is very simple. It's very easy to learn how. Put a little Pam on there. It comes from an expert, my wife, who says always spray with Pam or it won't come out when you wash it. Next thing we're going to do is to open our tuna fish over here.
I have one that's already open. If you'll take care of that,
Okay.
I'll open another one.
Make sure you drain your tuna. You don't want to put the juice in there. It's a little strong, and some people like to use albacore white tuna in water, which is probably a little better for you than if you get it with the oils and that sort of thing. So use your own judgment about that and whatever your own taste buds say. We got that one done. We're going to use 3 cans of tuna fish. I hope the cat's locked up because she likes to come in here and sniff around. Now, we got this. We're going to mix this up, chop it up a little bit, break it up, get this going here. Now, the next thing we want to do is to add something with a little consistency. So we're going to use, for that purpose, our Campbell's soup here. Or you can use any other kind of soup for that matter, but this is a nice touch.
Cream of mushroom.
Cream of mushroom. You can use cream of mushroom soup for just about everything. My dad used to make gravy out of it when I was a kid. Get that, and we'll mix that. Jim, if you want to go ahead and open that one up, and we'll get this mixed up here. Oh, that's coming together really well. This, you'll see as we put this in the oven, it only takes about 20 minutes to cook. So if you're in a hurry and want to get off to your Bible study and want to have a quick meal for the family, this is a great thing to try. Now, the next thing I want to add is some peas. I always enjoyed peas in my tuna noodle casserole. Some people don't like it. You might want to serve it on the side. But in this instance, we're going to add 1 can of peas. Make sure we drain that as well. Set that aside.
We want to save all these cans so we can recycle.
That's right. Put that in there. Leave that out. Get it mixed up nice. You know, my 3 daughters growing up, tuna noodle casserole was their favorite, just the very favorite. Let's have tuna fish casserole. Trying to get Mom to make it was a little difficult, but she did. Now, the next thing we want to do is put our noodles and get them going. Make sure you can get any kind of egg noodles you want. Put them in your pot of water and boil them. And when we get finished with those cooking, then we'll mix those with this tuna mushroom soup and pea mixture, and then put it in our plate. We want to get our noodles going and get them cooked up. And when they're finished cooking, they'll look something like this. We'll want to drain those, of course. Excuse me, Jim. Incoming. Now that we've got the noodles cooking, we'll scoop some in there. Probably won't need the whole package. You could probably use maybe a half a package for this recipe. Unless you really like noodles, then use as many as you want. Okay, now we're going to put this mixture in this casserole dish. Now, we've made probably twice as much of this tuna noodle casserole for this plate that I'm putting it in, this baking dish. But the nice thing about this recipe is that you can cook it and then freeze it, one of them left, so you have a quick meal for another day or so, or even the next Friday when you come home from work. So we'll put that in there, get it smoothed out a little bit. Get that, set that aside. Now, Jim, why don't you tell them about the potato chips?
We're going to put some potato chips on this and then some cheese, but the easiest way to do this is to get your potato chips out of the bag, put them in a plastic bag, let there be a little bit of air in there, and then just crush them all up. This is a great thing for the kids to do in helping with the preparation.
And the other thing, it keeps you from getting the oil on your hands, which is always a mess.
That is true. And you just decide how fine you like it.
That's right. You're in control of your own crushing.
There you are. You know, for as much fish as we've got for those Lenten meals, there's a lot of ham floating around here.
Okay, now we're going to take our potato chips and just kind of sprinkle them across there to give a little crunch. Always room for potato chips. Now we'll take the cheese, Bishop Stanton, if you go ahead and sprinkle it on there and cover it up so it gets
We've got
nice
about 3 ounces of cheese, a little bit more, maybe a little less. We don't know. We didn't measure it out, but it's something you do to taste.
Yeah, it's your house. You can do what you want.
All right then.
Excellent. And this is what the finished product looks like once it's all mixed up. Now we're going to put this in an oven about 350 degrees and cook it for 20 minutes. And then we'll have it and taste it. Well, it sounds like it's done.
All right, let's bring that out.
We always like to use a little trivet because it's awful hot in case you burn your counter. Let it cool a few minutes, a few seconds.
Now tell me, can you add some things to this? It occurs to me you might want to put some artichoke hearts in there.
You know, that
Something
would
to
be
spice
lovely.
it up.
Artichoke hearts could be a nice little variation to perhaps to the peas. Maybe a little chili powder or cayenne pepper just to spice it up a notch.
Sounds good
That
to
would
me.
be wonderful. And just use your imagination. You know, it's not going to hurt you. And be creative. That's the great thing about being in a kitchen. You have a recipe, but it's all right to go somewhere else with it if you want. Well, the other thing, what we like to do is serve a little French bread or maybe a salad with this to get your green along with the peas that are in it. And some people like to put broccoli with it. Again, use your imagination. Well, let's give it a little plate here, see what it tastes like. Nice and crusty. That cheese.
All right.
There you go, James.
All right, let's see what this tastes like. And I always love crusty cheese, I'll tell you that. Right off the top. Excellent, sir.
Well, there you have it. A one-pot meal. You've got your tuna fish casserole. We had that wonderful seared scallops and an herb crust and a fennel and orange salad. We hope you've enjoyed your time with us today as we look at some fun ways of sharing family time together and even with friends over in your kitchen. We thank you for joining us in the Bishop's Kitchen, and we hope you have a blessed and holy Lent. Bishop.
Amen.
Amen.
We've had some fun with this. And both Bishop Lambert and I like to cook. And so we've had fun sharing this with you. Lent is an important time to spend with family, with appreciating the goodness of God's creation, and with participation in that aspect of our own being, which is creative. And so while this is not the most important thing in life, we've had fun presenting it to you and hope it enriches your Lenten season.